Remain seated. Department 32 back in session.
Okay, let's go on to page 7, Kirk Harrison Square, PC versus Ernest Del Casal, case number A781255.
Okay, everybody, if you make your appearances, please.
Morning, Your Honor, Kurt Harris on behalf of plaintiffs. Morning, Kerry Doyle on behalf of plaintiffs.
Morning, Attorney Al Needham on behalf of defendant Ernest Del Casal.
And Michael Franklin on behalf of Mike Phelps.
All right, please have a seat and relax, everyone. All right, I guess we could start with Mr. Franklin. What's going on regarding counsel? You're going to represent yourself. You're going to have a lawyer.
At this point, I don't have a choice. I tried to give a couple of attorneys. They're all telling me that they do not have time to even represent me in this case. I actually have to pay an attorney $45 just for telling me that at this point. So,
Okay.
So I mean, I'm still trying. I'm still reaching out. I reached out to Adam Graves and haven't gotten a response yet. I talked with Mariam Rodriguez. That's the one who I owe $45 to for nothing right now. And I've tried to get in contact with Raina Hughes. I've tried several. There's been a lot of attorneys. And then as far as my insurance goes, since this case has been going on before my insurance, I still have, it's not covered completely, but I do get a discount. And so I'm trying to work on that.
I hope you would agree with my thought, but let me ask you and see if you do. I think that I have, or the court has, since it's me, given you fairness, have patience on this issue. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Okay, so it would be my plan to continue on now with the case.
Okay.
You always have a right to bring in a lawyer, in my view.
Okay.
But for now, I think I don't have any other choice but to proceed with you representing yourself, with the caveat that, again, if in the future you get counsel, then you can.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, so that clears that up. And I read through the paperwork, and I know you all had a settlement conference, I think on February 3rd.
It was yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. That is yesterday. Yeah, I should know that. My wife's birthday is tomorrow.
We're on the same
The
page.
5th. That's one of those things you can't forget. It's your wife's birthday. That's tomorrow the 5th. So yeah, yesterday would have had to be the 3rd. So anyway, it looks like your case didn't settle because here we are. And but further, as I understand the situation, so correct me if I'm wrong, but you want to have a bench trial. Everybody's agreeing to have a bench trial instead of a jury trial now. Is that it?
Okay, why don't you give me the statute? I'm not putting up with any of your crap here today.
Don't unpack. That's not what today's hearing's for. The likely result of that is you will be remanded into custody.
Counsel, your appearances for the record.
The court has a few comments before we begin.
We are on the record in the matter, case D 505.
You guys either agree or I order.
Everybody's agreeing to have a bench trial instead of a jury trial now, is that it?
That's correct, Your Honor. The plaintiffs, or defendants requested that, and I agreed to it.
Well, the judge said some things about the juries and all that, and he said, well, that's, you know, they won't like anybody and all this, so I said, well, we're open to the bench trial in that case. The stream, also to stream things along, get it maybe done faster, we trust the judge.
I don't know what the judge said to him, Judge. All I know is.
No, I mean, we trust the judge here.
Okay, we're talking about two judges. One judge did your settlement conference, right? The senior judge, who was it?
Judge Barker.
Okay. Well, you're in good hands there.
He said the same about you, Judge.
All right. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, we have a mutual admiration society for each other. I've known Dave Barker probably for 25 years. And when he was the chief judge, well, I always viewed the chief judge as my boss, and he was always great to me during his time here, so. But anyway, so we're gonna have a bench trial. Everybody agrees it's a bench trial, not a jury trial. Is that right?
Yes. That's correct.
Okay, well, just a matter now of setting the trial. Looks like discovery's been closed since the end of last year, about August or so, right? So now it's just a matter of setting the bench trial. How much time do you need for a bench trial?
Is the court gonna want, you guys have a procedure, a guideline, you want some briefing beforehand? I think there's, is that what you need the court to want?
Well, we can talk about it right now if you'd like. In bench trials, there's a number of options that you have. One is to file trial briefs prior to the bench trial that outline what you think the facts of the case would be and what you think then the law would be applied to those facts, and then of course ultimately what you believe the resolution of the case should be from the court. And that's basically the structure of a trial brief. I don't require them to be filed before bench trials, they're optional. I'd say that about probably 90% of the time lawyers do file trial briefs. Mr. Franklin, you, of course, since you're representing yourself, you could file a trial brief if you'd like. There's a rule on it. What is the rule? There's a rule on trial briefs, but it talks about how you can file a trial brief anytime up until the end of the trial. But I like those for bench trials because it's always good ahead of time to prepare, understand what the facts alleged would be in each side's different opinions. And then, have the bench trial, but again, it's not required. So sometimes if lawyers or non-lawyers file the trial briefs before the bench trial, that could be in lieu of opening statements, but I have had it happen where people file the trial briefs and still make opening statements even though they filed their briefs ahead of the trial. That's fine too. But one thing you do get with a bench trial in this department is when the case is over with, I'm going to give you a decision. That might necessitate some deliberation. In a bench trial, I might need a few hours to deliberate, or not. Sometimes I contemporaneous with the end of the bench trial give the decision. Now that decision is going to be probably 45 minutes, an hour long, because what I do in these decisions at the end of a bench trial is I tie in everything that happened in the trial to the conclusions I've reached. In other words, I'll go over the exhibits that the court considered as being relevant to the decision, and That's why it takes a while, because I come up with the entire decision and what it's all based on. And like I say, I do that at the end of these bench trials. I think people appreciate that, rather than, leaving court after a bench trial and you get a written decision in a month or two. I like to let people know the result, so they can, sleep well at night or not, I guess, whichever way the case goes. But anyway, that's the way we'll do it. So it's just a matter of scheduling the trial. I mean, as far as the case itself is concerned, how long do you think it would take? How many trial days do you think this case would take?
2 days for the plaintiff, Your Honor.
Okay.
I think 1 to 2, I don't know, I can't imagine going more than 2. I think it's possible to be a day, but we'll see. Depends on how many witnesses show up.
Okay, well, we probably should think more about a week in time, just to be conservative about it. Mr. Franklin, you want to add anything to what you think it would take?
I still would like to try to find an attorney, so I would like at least a little bit more time than that.
Okay, all right. It could be that we have you come in for a calendar call. I could do it and have my group do a calendar call style order and bring you back for a calendar call. And the reason for that is because there's a lot of cases we have set for trial. And so the better practice is for you to come in, and some cases, including jury trials, have precedent over the trial setting having to do with this case. So I think we'll just have you come in. Anybody have the dates for the calendar call?
Yeah, you just want the next day?
Yeah.
Okay, calendar call will be February 27th, 11 o'clock a.m. Then trial stack will be March 16th, 9 o'clock a.m.
Okay, good. All right, and ahead of that, looks like May 18th through the 22nd is a week available, is that right? Yes. Okay, so that's one to consider. Tell me now, I mean, does that work for everybody, May 18th through the 22nd? I can't give you that as a firm date here right now, because like I say, there could be others, including jury trials, that are ahead of you. That's why you have to come to the calendar call.
I think she said March 16th stack, right?
For the calendar call.
Oh, I thought it was for the trial. Yeah, I mean,
It's just the trial stack.
we're looking to try to get this.
Understood. I'm just asking, right now, the court has May 18th through the 22nd available to have a trial. We always have court every Tuesday and Thursday morning, so those mornings are always taken. So our trials are all day Monday, all day Wednesday, all day Friday, then the afternoons of the Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah. You see, there's nothing been available prior to May?
No,
Okay.
that's it. That's what's practically available under these circumstances. May 18th through the 22nd, there could be other weeks later on, but when you come to the calendar call, we can look at that. I just want to let you know right now. You can tell me if you have that time available.
That'd be great for us, Judge, May 18th.
Okay, do you have that available?
I don't know of any conflict right now, so
Okay.
it should be okay.
Okay, what I can do further is, now that I know that everybody is available from May 18th through the 22nd, I'll spend some time today, probably this afternoon, with Tara in my office. I'll go through all the cases we do have set. I'll see where you're at by way of your turn in the calendar call that we gave you the date for. What was that date again, please?
February 22nd?
February.
Oh, right, 27th.
February 27th at 11 o'clock, right?
Yes, sir.
So on February 27th at 11 o'clock, and I think the lawyers know this, but Mr. Franklin, I'm not sure you know about this. What happens is we have a calendar call once a month, and that calendar call's at 11 o'clock in the morning. It usually takes about an hour. And what we do is we have all the cases that we have set for the next few months and on into the future even. And all the lawyers come in that have cases in our department. And we call the lawyers up, one set of lawyer at a time, because it's usually lawyers at that point. We start with jury trials and set those cases, and then we go to bench trials. But I want you to be here for this, and if you're a lawyer, make sure your lawyer's here on February 27th at 11 o'clock. Because at that time, we'll go through and see what's available to have set for this bench trial, okay? But again, I'm gonna talk with Tara and look at the schedule more affirmatively, and you know, in the event you're higher up in the order of cases, and I don't know that as I sit here now, I may reach out to you. Do we have a phone number and email for you, Mr. Franklin?
I guess I've been getting information via email. I'm not sure if you guys have a phone number for me, but I'm.
Okay, maybe when we go off the court record, if you would please give us the best contact information for you. Because if you guys are higher up on the priority, and I can find that out today, we can reach out to you and see if potentially we can actually give you that week. But I don't know that as I'm sitting here now, okay? So we'll know that today, and we'll let you know one way or the other.
Kerry just emailed me, she said, they can give them her policy.
Oh, really? They're that high up in this? Oh, good.
That's what.
Well, this is what you do in life. No, really, what you do is you hire people that are more motivated than you, smarter than you, better work ethic than you, and just let them do their jobs. You can see, the law clerk's doing that, he's the one that gave me the May 18th through 22nd. So Tara's in the back, and I think Shannon's been emailing with her, right? This is nice. Well, you have good people working for you. We can give you May 18th through the 22nd. Apparently Tara in the back, who I would have met with later, is already on it. And she says that you're high enough up on the priorities where we give you that as a firm setting. Can we just do that right now? I'll give you a firm trial setting for a bench trial starting at, is May 18th a Monday?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, it'll start Monday, May 18th at 9 o'clock. And you'll have all day that Monday. Then the Tuesday from 1 to 5, the Wednesday from 9 to 5, Thursday 1 to 5, and then Friday 9 to 5, the 22nd. And that'll be a firm bench trial setting, and I'll send out a court order today consistent with that, but leave here knowing that's your trial date. So in this room, at 9 o'clock on May 18th through that whole week, given the schedule I just told you about, we're gonna have that bench trial in this case. Okay? I don't know. Yeah, probably closer to that one. What's the next calendar call?
So calendar call will now be May 7th, 11 o'clock.
All right, so now you don't have to come to the February 27th. You do have to come to the May 7th. So on May 7th at 11 o'clock, we'll have you in here just to confirm that in fact you didn't settle yet or whatever. But right now you have May 18th through 22nd. Anything else for the court record today?
No, Your Honor.
All right, again, Mr. Franklin, if you get a lawyer between now and then, fine, as far as I'm concerned. That's all that matters. If I say you can, that means you can. So you can, okay? All right, we'll go off the record and get your phone number, just so we have it. Off the record,